Welcome students, in this video we are going to talk about cube and cube roots. But before proceeding, I would like to tell you that in the previous lecture, that is lecture number 11, I have covered square and square roots. If you haven't watched that video, please watch that video before moving on to this video by clicking the I button above. Now let's start. Cube of a number. Now let us we have any number a, then a to the power 3, that is a base having exponent 3 is called as cube of that number a. It is equal to a multiplied by a multiplied by a, that is any number multiplied with itself up to 3 times is called as cube of that number. Now let us we have a number 2, then 2 cube equals 2 into 2 into 2, that is 8. Another example, for number 3, 3 cube is equal to 3 into 3 into 3, that is 27. Now following the same notion that cube of a number is equal to multiplication of that number 3 times, we can have cubes for non-natural numbers also. That is, we can have cubes for negative numbers as well as for decimals. For example, cube of negative 2 equals negative 2 multiplied by negative 2 multiplied by negative 2, that is equal to negative of 8. Similarly, cube for a decimal point number 1.1 is 1.1 multiplied by 1.1 multiplied by 1.1, that is equal to 1.331. Now talking about the perfect cube. A number is said to be a perfect cube if it is a cube of any of the integers. For example, number 27 is a perfect cube since it is a cube of number 3. And also 64 is a perfect cube since it is a cube of number 4. Now since you know about the cubes and squares of a number, an important point here to note is that the square of any number is always positive, whereas a cube of a number can be negative also. Here I have given the chart for the cubes of some of the natural numbers. Please go through the chart and try to learn the cubes of first 10 natural numbers by heart. Now since you know about the cube of a number, now let us define the cube root of a number. Now any base having the power 1 by 3 is called cube root of that base and is written as shown. This is the basic definition of a cube root. But what does it mean? Now let us understand it. Let us we have a number a whose cube is k, that is a cube equals k. Now dividing both sides of the equation by k to the power 2 by 3 we get. In the right hand side we have k over k to the power 2 by 3, which is equal to k to the power 1 minus 2 by 3, that is equal to k to the power 1 by 3, which is written as cube root of k. However, in the left hand side we have a cube over k to the power 2 by 3. Since k is equal to a cube, we can write it as a cube over a cube to the power 2 by 3, which is equal to a cube over a square, that is equal to a. Thus we have a is equal to cube root of k. Thus we can conclude that for any two general numbers a and k satisfying a cube equal to k, then a is equal to cube root of k. Thus the cube root of any number k is that number which when multiplied with itself up to 3 times gives the number k. Let us understand it with the help of an example. Suppose we have a number 8, since we know that 8 is a cube of the number 2. Now from our previous conclusion we can say that 2 is that number which when multiplied up to 3 times gave the number 8. Thus 2 is the cube root of 8. I hope you are done with the idea of cube and cube root of a number. Now let's proceed with the methods for finding the cube root of any number. There are two methods for finding the cube root of any number, the prime factorization method and the long division method. The prime factorization method is used for finding the cube root of that number which are perfect cubes, whereas the long division method can be used to find the cube root of any number. In the prime factorization method for finding the cube root of any number, we write that number in terms of its prime factorization. After that, we club together the same factors in group of 3 called triplets. Then the cube root of that number is equal to Product of all the triplets taking only one number from each triplet. The proof of this method can be easily drawn from the properties of exponents as shown. An important point here to note is that this method can also be used to find whether a given number is a perfect cube or not. If the given number is a perfect cube, then in its prime factorization, all the factors will get clubbed into triplets. If any of the factors don't get clubbed into triplet, then it is not a perfect cube. Now let us have a look at the cube root of 216 by the prime factorization method. Now the last topic of this video is to find the cube root of any number by the long division method. I am going to explain to you the long division method with the help of an example. Since this method is very complex and time consuming, so go through each step carefully. We are going to find the cube root of the number 1108,325. Step 1 is to make triplets of digits of the given number starting from the right hand side. So we have the triplets as 325, 108, and then we are left with the digit 1. Since it is not a triplet, we can make it a triplet by adding 2 zeros to its front, that is the triplet 001, or we can leave it as such. The next step is take that number as dividend. Now for division we need a divisor. For divisor, look at the first triplet from the left hand side. Here the first triplet is 1. So for divisor we need a number whose cube is less than or equal to the first triplet. So we know that there is only one number, that is 1, whose cube is equal to 1, which is equal to the first triplet. Now we have to write that number squared in divisor and that number itself in quotient and carry out the division. Now here after the first round of division, the 1 got cancelled. Now here comes the twist. In ordinary division, we can carry down the next digit, that is 1. But here we have to carry down the next entire triplet, that is 108. Now our new dividend is 108 and we have to formulate the new divisor. Here the divisor is made up of 3 terms added together. Let those 3 terms be x, y and z. Now the first term x is always equal to 300 multiplied by the square of the previous quotient, and the second term y is always equal to 30 multiplied by the previous quotient multiplied by some digit k, and the third term z is equal to k square. Now our job is to find the value of that digit k. Now we have x equal to 300 multiplied by our previous quotient, that is 1 square, is equal to 300 multiplied by 1, that is 300. Now since our divisor is going to be addition of 3 terms, where the first term is 300, so our divisor is going to be more than or equal to 300, and our dividend is 108, which is less than 300. Now for finding k, multiply x with the largest number such that the resultant is less than or equal to the dividend. Now since our x is 300, so x multiplied by 1 is 300, which is greater than 108. So we can multiply x with only one digit, that is 0, to get a number less than our dividend, that is 0. So here our k is going to be 0. Substituting k is equal to 0, we get x by z as 300, 0 and 0 respectively. So our divisor is x plus y plus z equal to 300. Now in the divisor write 300 and in the quotient after 1 write that digit k and carry out the division multiplying 300 with k. After division the remainder is 108, and after carrying down the next triplet 325, the new dividend is 108325. Now we have to follow the same procedure for finding the new divisor x plus y plus z. Here our previous quotient is not 0 but the entire quotient, that is 10. Now x is equal to 300 multiplied by 10 square, that is 30,000. Now for finding k, the same method is followed, multiplying x with the maximum, the largest number for which the resultant is less than the dividend. Here k equal to 3, hence the values of x, y and z are 30,000, 909 respectively. Therefore our divisor is 30,909. Now carrying out the division, multiplying divisor with k, which is 3 here, we get the remainder as 15,598, which is going to be our new dividend. Now again for new divisor, the value of x is equal to 300 multiplied by the square of the previous quotient. Here the previous quotient is 103, so x is equal to 3182,700, which is greater than our dividend 15,598. Since our divisor is going to be greater than or equal to x, so we can't carry the calculations. Hence we put a decimal point in the quotient and carry down a triplet of zeros into the dividend and make our dividend 5598000. Now following the same methods as done before to find the value of k, y and z, we find our new divisor and proceed further as shown. Now the cube root of the given number 1108325 equal to the term in the quotient, that is 103.4. Here we have found the cube root up to one decimal place. However, you can find the cube root up to how many decimal places as you please by following the same method repeatedly. Now let's summarize the steps involved in finding the cube root of a given number by the long division method. Now in the chart I have given the cube roots of first 10 natural numbers. Please go through it and try to learn as many as possible. I hope you are clear with the concept of cube and cube roots. For any further suggestion or queries, please comment down below. Thank you.